So in this vlog I'm going to talk about the updated workstation, which carries on from the theme of my previous recent vlogs. So as you can see from the intro, I've now only got the Predator X34 and the 5K iMac on my main workstation desk. It's an IKEA desk, and I've moved the Thunderbolt display to the office downstairs, and I've moved the Synology NAS units further up on the table that I keep next to the IKEA work desk, and I've got the Corsair Carbide AR540, which is the new 2016 rig, right next to the IKEA desk. And why I've done this is because now I have more access to, or easy access to, the motherboard and all that by just taking the side panel off. I can change DIMMs or do anything I need to do far more easily now. And I've also added some pieces of shit, and there's a joke behind that, because the shit that I ordered is from Schiit audio made in the US, and it's not spelt the normal way you'd spell shit, but it's intentional as to why they've called their company Schiit. So you can have phrases like this piece of shit or this shit audio. It's just hilarious. So apart from the teenage humor, or consider the immature humor of saying shit every single time, but basically it's called a Schiit Stack for the units I've gone, because they are small enough where you stack the headphone amp on top of the DAC, or vice versa, and so it's known as a Schiit Stack. And I did some research, like I always do when picking out electronics or watches, and there were a couple options. The most famous of the solid state DAC amp solutions is the ODAC unit, which was made rather popular by Mayflower Electronics, and there's a version of the ODAC, which is an ODAC and amp combo by JDS Labs. And JDS Labs have their own product, which is actually completely theirs, which is the Elemental. Basically you get this large control. Well, actually, hang on. Since this is a vlog, I can, rather than editing these in post, I will go to JDS Labs on my iPhone. I know it's a bit crude, but I think you'll get the idea. Here you go. This is the element. Maybe that's not clear enough. Let's try and click learn more. So it's basically a square box. It's a little bit large, or larger than the kind of boxes you'd normally come across, because it has this large knob that takes all the attention, really. So let's see if this works out better. So there you go. This is the unit, and it has this large knob basically. So when you place this kind of headphone amp on your desk, the first thing becomes ergonomics. It comes into play because given that you have the knob like this, so you're meant to be twiddling it. It's something that has to, if it sits on your desk, it means it has to be out in a prominent area like your keyboard and mouse. And I wanted to have a solution where I didn't want that, basically, and that was one aspect. But the more important reason is because the signal switching inputs and outputs, the options on the element are limited, and that's why I went for the Schiit Stack. And with the Schiit Stack, it basically comprises of the two elemental the basic components. So basically Schiit allows you to take a modular approach, and that means you have everything separately. The advantage there is if one item breaks, you don't lose everything in one go. You can replace it segment by segment, and also it means you can upgrade in the same fashion. So the first item that I want to look at is the DAC, the digital to analog converter, and they have a product called the MODI2, which comes in a multi-bit variant, and you need to really dig into the engineering. That's the MODI, and there are different kind of DACs. You have basically Delta, Sigma type, which is the usual flare. When you go multi-bit, they implement a special ladder type network inside. Sorry, I'm going to bump up the ISO a bit more, and it's essentially taking things up a step further. So I went for the MODI2 multi-bit, and then the headphone amp is the Magni2 Uber. There's a Magni2 and the Magni2 Uber. The only difference between, or the main difference between the Magni2 and the Uber is the amount of power output. So I like to, when I'm buying stuff, I like to think about future-proofing. And even though I do not currently own a pair of headphones that have an input impedance of say 300 ohms or more, I picked up the amp that could certainly power such a pair of headphones. And the reason is that I would most likely be looking to add a second pair or a third pair of headphones as I grow into getting used to headphones and learning more and appreciating audio with them. So this is the Magni2. Let's see if it tracks. It does. So I've got the Uber version, and what's great about this combo is that the MODI multi-bit has coaxial USB, optical. So optical is your Toslink SP diff input, and you can basically switch those inputs. And you also have an RCA, so it's right left pre-out, also from the unit. So essentially I could have these multiple signals coming into the MODI2, and I can then pass it out to a home theater system. So it gives me a lot more flexibility in switching my signals at my workstation, since I'm now using a multi-computer setup. Until this point I only had the 5K connected directly over SP diff to my Canon AVR. AVR is your audio video receiver, which is basically the deck that forms the it's basically the unit that takes all the input signals into your home theater system or your hi-fi system. So it does both audio and video. And I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. So the Schiit Stack is now working. I will make a dedicated blog on the Schiit Stack. and so far I've been listening to quite a few tunes on my Grado RS1Es, and oh yeah, someone's playing with the bulbs. And so the Schiit Stack is running right now. So those are the main changes with the workstation so far. I'm very happy with the performance of the Linux rig, even though right now I've been using Windows 10 mostly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a second machine into a server role, and that will run Linux 24/7, so that I can continue to run Windows and Mac side by side. So I will essentially end up running a triple OS system, and so far it's been quite an interesting experience transitioning to this triple OS type scenario, and it works quite nicely because I have the Synology set up. So I'm able to create virtual shares, and that way my data stays agnostic in terms of where it's being stored, and it's never relying on a single computer. It's on this backed up RAID setup. And when I say backed up RAID, I'm not talking about a single Synology RAID array. I'm running two of them, two separate RAID arrays, and one backs up during the night, it's actually the wee hours in the morning, and it shuts down, so it's actually off. Most of the day it only runs for a couple hours, so I think it runs for about maybe 4 or 5 hours and does all the backups and shuts down. And so that's the backup itself. Sure, it's not the best option, and a lot of people, as they would say, RAID is not a backup and mine is not ideal, but in terms of available storage, cost, and all those other pragmatic aspects, it's working out quite well, given that my data is moving. What I will be doing soon is I'll be archiving my data onto SSDs every year or maybe every 6 months, and those archives, which are labeled and kept away safely, those will be the actual backups. The live running RAID system is not a backup. So that's going to be all I have to say for this vlog on updates to my workstation. Stay tuned, subscribe, give me a like, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm going to talk about the Schiit Stack soon, and hopefully touch on my watches as well, because a chap called David commented saying that I haven't posted any watch related videos in 5 months, and he's pretty sad about it, and I don't want any of my viewers to be sad, so I will try and do something nice on Sunday for David at least. So until then, cheers, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.